I would love it personally. I hope he puts me on that list. It seems like he's kind of like, it does seem like he is, I mean, if you're going to start opening this door up about, Karen Reed, consciousness of guilt, conspiring with Turtleboy to commit witness intimidation, I mean, wouldn't the next logical step be to call me? I mean, but I think that would be a grave error on his part.
Oh man, that would be fun. And
but he gets to keep Michael. He gets to keep him out of the courtroom if that motion's granted.
He does.
Okay,
That's
so
true.
remember, there's that motion.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good trade.
That would be awesome. I would. Oh my God, Hank does not want to do that. Please, Spanky, please call me as a witness.
So let's talk about the whole cell phone interaction that they're claiming creates this consciousness of guilt. What they're saying is that over a period of time, you and Karen Reed back and forth, contacting one another, and somehow that was orchestrating some cover story, and therefore it represents her consciousness of guilt. What's your take on all of that, and whether it's going to actually come in?
So I'm what's called a journalist, and Karen Reed is the subject of my reporting. And I had access to the subject of my reporting that every other reporter wishes they had, that I was able to get interviews, on and some off the record with Karen Reed. And of course, I'm going to publish information that she is willing to give me on the record. Okay. And so if she tells me something off the record and says this is not for publication, then I'm ethically bound not to report that. This is age-old journalistic tactics that they have tried to make sound nefarious because they've taken some text messages in which she tells me this is not for publication. You can't share this. You can't share this. Here's some information for you. You should know about. Blah, blah. Okay, cool. Because there was some stuff that she didn't give me anything that was like under protective order or whatever, but she gave me some discovery that was not public yet. Right. And all that would do, the worst outcome that could happen if that had been known was that, they could file a motion that all like what Hank did, like that everything needs to be impounded prior to, every time you file a motion. Right. So that's the worst. Nothing was illegal about any of this. It was just like, for one thing, she gave me the 911 tape. I had the 911 tape way before anyone else did. And, that was not under any protective order or anything like that, but it was also not in any motions. And so when I actually didn't play it, somebody else ended up getting it and they played it. So I'm like, oh, I guess we got a green light now. So I shared it too. So that's one example of something that she gave me, which was off the record. I did not have her permission to use that. And there's nothing illegal about that.
Right. It seems to me there's nothing illegal, and you can have as many conversations you want with somebody who's a subject that you're writing on as a source anyhow. I mean, it's ridiculous to now put that into the terms of this is a crime. This is ridiculous. In my opinion, it's ridiculous. But then why does the judge seem to like adopt all this in Massachusetts? Why is there such a disdain, somebody asked, making account for like Alan Jackson, for AJ, for instance?
Because she sucks. Because she's a hack. I mean, she's the hackorama. She's the face of the Massachusetts hackorama, as Howie Carr calls it. She is the modern day, government stooge who, collects a hefty salary off the taxpayers, is completely mediocre, does the bidding of, the powers that be, and, just goes along with whatever, believes police no matter what, and prosecutors. And we've seen it on full display, in her courtroom. And the main when they first arrested me, I didn't understand what they were doing. I'm like, what is their goal here? I'm like, they know this isn't going anywhere and this is just going to build my profile, right? So why are they doing this? And then, eventually I figured it out. It's like the whole purpose of this was to jam me up with felonies and then use that as a pretext to get in my phone, see my communications, right? And see that I'm talking to Karen Reed and say, look she's talking to a guy who's got 16 felony charges for witness intimidation. So she's bad by association, because why is she talking to this bad guy? This guy's obviously is a bad guy. He's got 16 felonies. The good people don't get charged with 16 felonies. So that was the whole purpose of arresting me, was to just kind of smear my reputation as a villain. And then that in turn damages the reputation of Karen Reed for associating with me. It's also dubious. I mean, this is like literally what their plan was. Like,
Yeah.
Great plan. So do you think the judge
great plan,
is
yeah,
complicit then, basically, in this master plan to protect one's own, to protect the cop contingent, that she's in on it, or she just leans that way, or what?
nah, they just got lucky. I mean, like I don't think Beverly Canoni is in on anything necessarily, that she's part of any conspiracy. She's just a hack. That's all she is. She's a useless government stooge who is going to go along to get along. Is one thing Auntie Bev is cowardly, like more than anything. Like she is. I told people from the beginning when they were worried that Alan Jackson's going to get kicked off to have his Pro Hoc Vice taken away. I'm like, she's not going to do that because that takes balls. Auntie Bev has no balls. She is a coward. She does not have the minerals to do something unprecedented like that. She is and that's why she doesn't have the minerals to drop these charges. She doesn't have the minerals to stand up to the police and stand up to the hold the district attorney's office accountable. She doesn't like doing that. She likes her very colloquial, provincial, small town Norfolk County. She's a townie. She resents the fact this hotshot California and New York attorney, Alessi and Little and Jackson are coming into her courtroom and being all California on the steps of her courthouse. She's like, who does this guy think he is? Sure, he makes 10 times what I make, but I'm Beverly Canoni. I'm a judge in this county. This is my home. And you could tell she's offended by this guy. And she's like, we do things a certain way here in Norfolk County. We don't, when people object to something, we don't have to say the reason why, because that's just how things are done here. God damn it. And it's the way that things have been done since Sacco and Vanzetti. So why change? We are the most conservative and archaic state in the country when it comes to criminal justice.
So speaking about the federal investigation, are you able to tell us whether you were interviewed as part of that investigation?
My attorneys spoke with an FBI agent, and I had brief contact with them before I went to jail because I had found out some information about Brian Tully and his relationship with Jennifer McCabe on December 23rd. Unfortunately, I had a warrant out for my arrest the next day, so I wasn't able to do much with that. But so my lawyer did speak with them. The feds listen. They don't say much, like that's the thing. It's like they never let you know what they're doing, but they listen. And,
right.
My lawyer said that when he talked to the FBI, it always came back to the Reed case. Like they were interested in my story, but they were more interested in how it pertained to the Reed case. And so they were very interested in Karen's case. They spent a lot of time and resources on that. They know what happened. They're not stupid. They know that Karen Reed did not kill John O'Keefe with that car. And I'm sure they would have liked to arrest or indict somebody for this, but they don't show their cards, and they don't indict people unless they have a sure shot of a conviction. And that's hard to do at this point without any blood, without any DNA. Everything's gone. The evidence is gone. So like they've had plenty of time here. The chance to get the bad guys has come and gone.